Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're planning a big trip and wondering what lens to take for travel photography, today's video is for you. We all know that packing light is key when you're traveling, but it's also crucial to take the right lenses to capture all those amazing moments. I forgot this. Don't forget sunscreen and bug spray. I'm Brenda Bergering, and I'm here to give you some solid advice on choosing the best lenses for travel photography. We'll talk about different focal lengths, how to pick the right lens for your style, and the key features that will make your travel photos truly stand out. First, let's talk about what to consider before choosing a lens. Before we dive into specific lenses, let's first talk about what you should consider when choosing the best lens for your trip. The number one rule to keep in mind is versatility. You don't want to pack an entire bag full of lenses, so look for a lens that can cover multiple types of shots. Landscapes, portraits, street photography, and architecture. Also, consider the weight and size of the lens. If you're hiking or moving around a lot, you want something compact and lightweight. But at the same time, it should give you the image quality you need to capture breathtaking moments. Budget is always a factor for most of us as well. As a side tip, one way to alleviate travel stress is to make sure your equipment is insured or covered by something like renter's insurance. One time we got robbed on a beach in Puerto Rico, ended up at the police station without shoes or t-shirts. Some kids took our rental car full of camera gear and climbing gear. We were lucky it was all insured. So don't leave your keys on your towel on the beach, but that's a different travel advice video. Now let's talk about top lenses for travel photography. We'll go over a mix of zoom lenses and prime lenses to give you a well-rounded list, and links to the lenses in the description below. Note that I'm going to be talking about full frame lenses. So if you're shooting with a crop sensor camera, just comment below and we'll help you out with some equivalent suggestions. First up is the 24-70 f2.8. The 24-70 f2.8 is a must-have for any photographer. This zoom lens offers a great range from wide angle shots at 24mm to close-up shots at 70mm. It's ideal for everything from sweeping landscapes to portraits of locals, and it performs relatively well in low light thanks to the f2.8 aperture. The best part, it's versatile enough that you can leave a lot of your other lenses at home. However, it's a bit bulkier, so if you're looking to travel light, keep that in mind. Next is the 16-35 f4, the lens I'm shooting on here. For those of you who, like us, love landscape photography, adventure style photography, the 16-35 f4 is a game changer. It's a bit wider, so you can capture vast landscapes or cityscapes without any issues. The f4 aperture is perfect for bright sunny days, but if you're shooting in dimmer environments, it's not as ideal as a faster lens. However, it's compact and lightweight for the focal length, making it a solid choice if you need something for wide angle shots, especially in tight spaces or architecture. This is one of our go-to lenses. We actually chose the f2.8 version for low light performance because that's really important to us, but we've also owned an f4 version in the past. Next up is the 50 1.8 or 1.4. The 50mm is a prime lens, and it's one of the best travel lenses if you want to keep things simple. The 1.8 aperture lets in plenty of light, so it's great for low light situations or creating that blurry background, aka bokeh. It's lightweight, inexpensive, and incredibly sharp. The only drawback is that you don't have the flexibility of a zoom lens, so you'll need to move around a bit to get your shot. Next up is the 70-200 f4. If you're planning on capturing some wildlife or want to take detailed shots from a distance, the 70-200 f4 is the lens you need. This zoom lens is perfect for getting close-up shots without disturbing your subject. It's great for nature photography, wildlife, or portrait photography from far away. If you're going specifically for wildlife, you'd want a much longer lens, but for most travelers, the 70-200 is a good compromise for adding a little telephoto action to your kit. Just keep in mind, this lens is a bit heavy and bulky, so it might not be the most practical for daily use, especially if you're trying to pack light. Next up is the 35mm f1.8. The 35mm prime is another great choice for travel photography, especially if you like to capture those environmental portraits where you want to include more of the surroundings in your shot. It's compact and lightweight and offers a wide aperture so you can shoot in low light without any trouble. It's perfect for both street photography and travel moments like photographing a meal at a local restaurant or walking down the streets of an old city. It's a great walk around lens that can do a lot and be very unobtrusive. So which lens should you take? Now that you know about some of the best lenses, how do you choose the right one for your trip? So if your priority is versatility, the 70-200 f2.8 is a great all-around lens that you can rely on for most situations. If you're traveling light, the 35 or the 50 will give you amazing shots without taking up too much space in your bag. For landscapes, the 16-35 will allow you to capture those wide vistas and architecture. For wildlife or faraway shots, the 70-200 2.8 is a must. Personally, we often take the 16-35 for landscape and then a 50mm for walking around and a drone. Ultimately, the lens you choose will depend on what kind of photography you want to focus on during your trip. So be sure to check out my video on choosing the right focal length for you. This will help you understand the focal lengths a little bit better. It's part of our How to Shoot with Different Lenses series. But remember that travel photography is about telling a story. So think about the kind of images you want to capture and make your decision accordingly. What lens are you taking on your next adventure? Drop me a comment below and let me know what lens you think is the best for travel photography. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips and advice on photography gear. Thanks so much for watching, and next up, some tips for taking better travel photos. I'll see you in that video.